What's up, fight fans? And I'm back at it with another edition here of Round One Sports TV. I'm your host, Edwin, and we are going to be getting into the Ryan Garcia B sample result. What does this mean? So, without further ado, let's get right into this video. Okay, fight fans, I'm doing a live stream, but I'm just going to make a real short video. I just wanted to touch on this, and I think I'm about to go live on tonight. And so I was just going to hop on real quick because I had everything set up. So I might as well just do it this way and get it out the way. So Ryan Garcia's test results are back in. The B sample was in, and they said that it came back positive for oxyrdine, right? Sorry if I'm not saying that correctly. Now, the amount they're saying that was in his blood, a lot of people translated it like if it was a big amount in it. No, in fact, it was just trace amount, 0.60 something, right? So I went up and I looked that up, right? And the way that it works, when you look up oxyrdine, it says that you have to have 30 milligrams in your body every day for at least a week in order to get any benefits from it. If you want the maximum benefits, you would have to be on it for about, a little over 2 weeks to get the maximum benefit from it. Okay. So the next test came back, and that's what I wanted to see was, in fact, how much it was. So they said there was trace amounts. The amount that they're saying that came back wouldn't give Ryan Garcia any benefits on fight night. It was just too small, the amount. So what I initially did when this story first broke, I chased down the story, then I chased down the source, then I chased down how did we get here, right? And the way that we got here in the first place is that Ryan Garcia was coming into a boxing match against Devin Haney, right? And leading into the fight, he started having a meltdown that the entire world started to be concerning. They started to question, should they let him fight? Ryan Garcia said, I'm mentally fine. If you guys think I'm on that many drugs or that I'm doing drugs right now, I'm going to submit myself to random testing, meaning he hired VADA as an outside source. The Boxing Athletic Commission never had them. So, what is a, a, a sanctioned boxing match? And what does it entail? So, I even looked that up, right? So that I can be familiar with it myself. Okay. So first, they sanctioned the fight, right? And according to, you know, the the rules, right? There's going to be drug testing performed, right? In addition to the standard medical examination, the fighter will be also be drug tested. These drug tests are primarily looking for PEs, performance enhancement drug, and other banned substance for high stake contests. These drug tests may be um, random, right? Okay, so when the Athletic Boxing Commission puts this together, right? A sanctioning boxing match is put simply a bout approved by overseeing by your state commission. However, what does this entail? Well, the main points to remember about the sanctioning bout are okay, and then it breaks down all the weigh-ins, the ring physician, the doctors. So the build-up, up to the build-up. In the last few days leading up to the sanctioning boxing match, you can expect to have a battery of non-invasive testing to determine your mental condition, to make sure you are using are not using any banned substance. The number of tests and the time in which they are conducted is determined by the commission of your area. Okay, so that means that the people that order the testing is what area you're in. So that means they were boxing in New York. It's up to the New York Boxing Athletic Commission to issue out the suspension. It's not up to VADA. It's not up to the belts. It's not up to anybody else but New York City. Okay? So when when VADA when VADA issued a statement saying that he popped dirty, that means that New York City deemed him a reliable, credible source. Okay. And I want you to also understand one more thing about this whole thing, right? That if they deemed him a credible source, right? It's no longer if Ryan Garcia is not going to get a suspension. He's guilty. That's for sure, right? And the rule stated by the Athletic Boxing Commission means this. They alert every athlete that when you sign up to drug testing and you become a professional athlete, they tell you, right? You are responsible for everything that enters your body. If you're going to start taking a supplement or a vitamin and you have any questions about that, you need to send it in to us, have it tested, have it approved, and we'll let you know if you can take that. Because besides banned substance, there are also things you cannot take. They have a list of them, right? Okay. So you're responsible no matter what. So where they're at right now is they need to determine how did he get it into his system, because this is still a court case, right? Ryan Garcia can say, I don't know how it got in my system. They're going to say to him, well, give me all your supplements, give me all your vitamins, and we're going to test them. Now, if you're thinking Ryan Garcia can go out and buy a tainted supplement and just bring it in and give it to him like he's going to get away with that, that's not going to work. Because whatever the levels of whatever they tested already, right? They don't tell Ryan Garcia those numbers. You got to bring it in, and that shit's got to match that perfect. It can't be higher or lower because that means it didn't come from there. Whatever he brings in has got to match the reading that they made. That's a fact. So right now, what he has to prove is how did it get into his system? You see, it's no longer a case and they're leaning more to the side that he consumed it unintentionally, meaning he didn't have knowledge of, that he ate a tainted substance, which probably was a weight thinner or something like that, and it was tainted, right? Saul Canelo Alvarez, when he popped dirty, right, they issued him like a year ban, I think it was, right? But he took it to court and he proved that the trace amount they found in his system would have never given him a benefit in the fight. And the court sided with him. Then they dropped it down to like 8 months, and then it was rumored that it went down to a 3 or 6 months after that. But he got the suspension broken down, Saul Canelo Alvarez, because he proved like professional, the steroid people came in and they were like, well, according to what you guys are showing in the chart, that would have never gave him the benefit. He didn't have enough built up in his system. When they're saying Ryan had 60 point whatever, that wasn't enough. It's 30 milligrams a day for at least a week. The amount of 30 milligrams every day, that amount would have built it up, in order for him to get any benefits from it. So it was no near that amount. They could, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't have worked for him. Now, having Devin Haney go on the air and, he made, you saw the interview. I'm not sure if any of you all saw the interview where Devin Haney was on the talk show host there, and they asked him, what'd you think about Ryan Garcia's performance? And Devin Haney says, I knew something funny was going on because I was never, ever that dominated ever before in a fight. I've never been in, I knew he had to be on something. Now, if the something that he's saying he's on comes back that it was only trace amounts and that he would have had no benefit in it, how does that make Devin Haney look? He just admitted Ryan Garcia beat the shit out of him and that he was outclassed. He should have waited until the test results came back to say that. His PR team should have been like, yo, you might want to wait, before you announce that, because now it's going to be definitely determined that no, what he had in his system would not have helped him. So, okay, here's where we're at, right? It doesn't matter, that he can prove his innocence. Say Ryan comes up and says, I drank this bottle of liquid. This is what I drank. Can you test this? And they say, bingo, that this bottle of water was tainted. And in fact, the amount that it's tainted in matches the result we have. So now we know where it came from. It came from this bottle of water, Ryan. We know you didn't do it intentionally. Okay. Now what we have to determine is how long we're going to suspend you for, because you are guilty. There's no way around it. What I mean is, that's what I'm trying to tell you. The rules state you are responsible for what you put into your body. And I say it again and again for people that have selective hearing, because they like to hear what they want to hear. Maybe if I say it more than once, they'll catch on that he's guilty no matter what, because he's responsible for, as a professional. That's how they hold you to those kind of standards. So it just determines what kind of sanction they're going to hand out. And just for the record, if you're thinking the way my man Showtime, he's very informative. Yo, he's like one of the closest I've seen that was reporting this shit, right? Shout out to Showtime, the entertainer there, right? Um, the the way that Vada was working with the UFC, and if they caught a fighter, they would issue, their findings to the UFC, and then they would come down and issue out a suspension. And it usually came, I think, from Vada, the suspension, the amount, right? But in this case, Vada was implemented as an outside source. It was never put together from New York City Boxing Athletic Commission. According to them, Ryan Garcia passed all the urines he needed to, and so didn't Devin Haney. So now that he kind of put his foot in his own mouth by hiring these people, because Ryan has no one to blame but himself in this situation, because he's the one that hired them. Just want you to remember that. So Vada's not going to be issuing the sanction. The only people right now that have the power over Ryan Garcia is the New York Boxing Athletic Commission, which they are going to be the ones that issue out the fines and the sanction. The only thing I'm waiting for is how long. That's where we're at. To be honest with you, that's there's no other way around it, right? Um, the only way that Ryan could probably, he would have to take it to the hoop. He would have to take it in front of a judge. And that way, that's the only way you can probably get it all knocked out and never have it, put in, I think, but you still would get a suspension. You know what I mean? Because that's how the rule is laid out. You just can't pop dirty, because in the past, a lot of athletes have tried these gimmicks. There have been people that said they drank teas, eat meat, even had sex, and got it from their partner to try to avoid the fact and to be called a cheater. So through the courses of the years, these organizations and the people that the sanctioning bodies and the people that make the rules got fed up with all of that. And they said at the end of the day, from now on, you are responsible for what goes into your body. Period. So there's no way around it. So now whether they give him a 3 months, a 6 months, a year, or a 2-year ban, that's what I have to see, because he was on social media going back and forth with Errol Spence Jr. talking about, yo, I'll fight you. And I'll fight you in August 10th or whatever, right? And I was like, wow, things are moving along fast here. What's up, guys? I just threw your message up. R1. Listen, stick around. I got something for you. So no, he didn't. What are you saying? I didn't. I should have just read your message. Damn, bro. If Ryan cheated intentionally, he's gonna get out of boxing. But okay, well, the intentional part. The intentional part is everybody's leaning towards he didn't do it intentionally because of the amount they found in test B. Test A and test B both came back positive, yes. So the amount they found in test B, right, it wasn't enough to give him any benefits. Meaning, more than likely, he drank or ingested somehow a tainted supplement. Something was tainted. And the other PE they said he tested positive for was a natural, your body produces that naturally. And sometime in such cases of a fight, it could be a little high. But they quickly found out, no, that his body naturally produced that one. See, so now they're only talking about Ostradine, that one. And Ostradine has been known to be in a lot of dietary supplements. In a lot of cases, USADA themselves, there's a video out on YouTube. USADA is coming out alerting the public, meaning all athletes. It's like announcement, all athletes be aware. These dietary supplements, and they had a list of them, even in Walmart, GMC, they were all tainted. And VADA was issuing a statement out to every athlete in the world so that you don't take that one. But if you do happen to take it and we bag you, brother, you're dirty. You should have called us and said before you took that, hey, could you test this for me? Is this legal? Is this okay for me to take? They test your whatever vitamins there are, and they get back to you. Then you can take the stuff if they give you the approve. But if they come around and say, yo, thank God you sent that shit in, guess what, that shit was tainted. As a matter of fact, give me your urine. Now that we're here. You know what I mean? But that's what I mean. They got fed up with that, and these rules were put in place so that, athletes don't have a way around an excuse anymore. Because some of these guys were coming up with these amazing excuses of how a steroid got in their system. Now it's a no tolerance policy. No excuses, no bullshit. You're an adult. You're responsible for what goes in your body. What they found in Ryan Garcia's body, they're determining right now it wasn't enough to give him an advantage. So, what they're telling Ryan Garcia is submit me everything you've ever taken leading into the fight. No matter what it was, give it to us. We're trying to track down where it came from because we're actually trying to help you right now, Ryan. Because as it stands, you're criminally charged as a cheater. So what you need to do is prove to us where it came from. Produce the bottle. It doesn't have to be a liquid. It could be pills or whatever. I'm just using this as an example, right? But produce what it was. And if you can produce what it was and we test it, they're going to go, yep, that's where it came from. So they're going to find out that, yeah, he took a dietary substance and that it was tainted. It's probably going to come out. but I'm just letting you know that a suspension will be handed down, but it won't technically mean that he's a cheater. That does not mean he was a cheater. It means that he just drank a tainted substance. They proved it was a tainted substance, where it came from, but he must be suspended. So some fans are going to look into it and say, well, if he wasn't guilty, why'd he get suspended? It's mandatory at this point. There's no way around the suspension. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Now that we're here, yeah, brother. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Hold on, I'd have to get into my YouTube. I'm actually seeing you guys on this. Where's my YouTube? Yeah, I gotta go right here and go right here, and then go here. I believe. Here we. There we go. There we go. There we go. Yeah. So like, hold on. All right. I just wanted to take the time out and get that. Okay. Explain the 3.2 pounds. Okay. All right. The advantage of the weight, right, was that Ryan Garcia could never make 140 pounds, and the proof was in the pudding. All this stuff that they did was employed for you to not look at the fact that Ryan Garcia has never made 140 pounds. His previous fight to that was scheduled at 140. What happened against Oscar? They had to go back, renegotiate it, and meet it at a catch weight. At what weight? 143. What a coinkydink. 143? Isn't that the same weight he came in against Devin Haney? Okay, let's take it a step further. When he took it to the Tank Davis fight, he made sure he fought him with a rehydration claw. So he was locked into that. Okay. Ryan Garcia had already grew past. What happened is his body had a growth spurt. He was a young man when he came into the sport. He outpassed these guys in size. You know, the Tank Davis and all of them when the four horsemen were coming up. Who was it? It was Teofimo Lopez, Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, and Devin Haney, right? Okay. He outgrew Devin Haney and all of them. So what happened, right? He could have never made that 143. So Floyd Mayweather gave him an insight and was like, yo, don't kill yourself with dehydration. Just come in your normal weight and then take off in the fight. Okay. Now, if we were talking about if Devin Haney was such at a disadvantage in this situation, didn't Devin Haney gain anywhere between 18 to 20 pounds the night before? He was fully replenished. So whatever 3 pounds Ryan Garcia had on Devin Haney, the night before, Devin Haney gained just as much. It wasn't like Ryan Garcia tacked on an additional 30 pounds onto those 3 pounds. That didn't happen. Okay. And it also goes to show that if you're in the ring against the bigger foe, a harder puncher, and you're considered to be one of the top guys in the world, you should at least know how to deal with power. Naoya Inoue got dropped the other day against Luis Nari. Nari was a power puncher. He hit him with one hook shot and dropped him, right? When that Japanese guy got up off the ground, from that moment on, Luis Nari didn't win another second or minute in that fight. That shows he took away Luis Nari's power. He never hit him with that shot again. He was in and out, level changing, hitting to the body, kept him getting. He was no longer concerned with trying to read him rather than being defensively sound and allowing his skills to take over in the fight. You saw his footwork come into effect, everything. From the moment Devin Haney got cracked by Ryan Garcia, I believe anyway, because I know this to be a fact, Devin Haney is one skilled fighter, okay? And it wasn't his skill that was in question. For me, anyway, it was his mental. From the moment he got hurt and he got put down, he could never come back into the fight. It was like he couldn't come over the fact that he was down. His father seen him like that, his wife, everything. Mentally, he just kept doing the same two punches and kept trying to get right. And then when Ryan would turn his back, he would just clobber him. Meaning, he forgot what he was there to do. He forgot about his training. He forgot about everything because Devin Haney has footwork. Why didn't he use it? Devin Haney has a nice jab. Why didn't he use it? Devin Haney knows how to level change. Why didn't he use it? The reason why he didn't use it is because he was shocked. He was shocked how strong Ryan got. He didn't expect that. And you mean to tell me, right? Leading into the fight, right? All Devin Haney talked about was all you got is a left check hook and you're a little fast. That's all Devin Haney was saying. And you mean to tell me in the first round, the first attack, check hook, he tags you with it? What the fuck were you working on in the gym? If you knew, like I said it last time, you knew all the answers to the test, but you didn't pass the test? Are you serious? That's all Devin Haney said. All you got is a check left hook. Everybody knows it, Ryan. You're not going to. And the first sequence, dang, Devin's hurt. I was like, get the fuck out of here. You knew what was coming. But anyway, they want to make excuses, whether it was 3 pounds of tainted banned substance, whether you can make all the excuses in the world, but at the end of the day, technically, the PE really doesn't make you a superior fighter. You still got to know how to fight, right? Okay. And, you fought stronger guys or fast guys in your career, learn how to make adjustments. The proper adjustments were never made. Devin Haney just didn't show, he didn't show that mental toughness. It was, look, bro, when I was watching him, I was like, bro, he's a way better fighter than that. He forgot about everything, bro. He was shelling up, bro. He was sinking. He was hurt and he wanted out of the fight. And he knew he couldn't quit. And poor Devin Haney couldn't get it together. And he took unnecessary beating because leading into the fight, all he did was criticize Ryan Garcia for being a quitter. Word. I got it. I'm back. We back, baby. We back at it with another one. I was working on it. A little nervous there. I was like, damn, I'm not gonna be able to get it back. This damn weather out here, man. Yeah, and messed it up. So I grabbed the ether. I forgot that I disconnected it to play a little, Call of Duty. You know what I mean? But yeah, guys, look, guys, like you said, you can't blame anybody in this situation but Ryan. Ryan caused this on himself. He brought these people into this as far as what they put, you know what I'm saying? You see it. All right, all right, all right. I was like, wait, how long is he gonna take before he see he got the ranch? You know what I mean? Listen, meant to give it to you on that night, but and to catch up to you, but I haven't caught up to you, but you've been with me for a very long time, and I just been like one of my dudes and shit. You always here, so you know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because we could see as my other deputy, he ain't nobody be. He late for work, man. Again. Nah. So listen, nice, nice. Another sheriff here. Yeah. Squad. Yeah, buddy. Listen, so yeah, look, we don't got anybody to blame for him about this but him. I just wanted to come on, touch on the video, give R1 his wrench, you know what I'm saying? And just let me know what you guys think about the whole situation. And I just want you to know that when you hear that he does get the suspension, that just doesn't mean he's a cheater. You know, they're gonna obviously track down the source, but he has to produce it. That's one thing. If unfortunately, if he cannot produce or they can't figure out where that came from, well then, yeah, he might go down as such. They got to. This is a court case, guys. This is professional sports, and they're accusing you of cheating. This goes on your legacy, your career, you as a person, your character. I can't walk around knowing if I didn't really cheat, bro, and I'm walking into places and I got fans call fucking cheater. Like, yo, I don't know how I would deal with that. I would want to prove my innocence. You know, um, or at least do what Saul Canelo Alvarez did. He took it to the hoop to the point where he was like, listen, let's break this shit down. What did you find in my system? Okay, you found something? All right. Did it give me any benefits in the fight? Any benefits? And they test the amount and they determine. And they were like, in his case, no, in fact, it would have not given you any benefit. So what the fuck? If I had no benefits from it, it was so much a small amount. So that's what seems to be happening here. Now, I've seen YouTube channels that report it. No, Ryan Garcia had 60% over the legal minimum. No, that sounds good. That sounds good. No, it doesn't work that way. The amount they found in them spread out, right? It doesn't amount to 30 milligrams, meaning 30 milligrams would have to be in your system every fucking day for a week. That got to build up to get any benefits from it. That's my point. It wasn't enough for him to get any benefits from it. Even if you do the fucking math, bro, it's not. Trust me, it's not. So now they just got to determine where it came from. And he has to prove that. He has to, because they got to have a definitive answer. They got to solve the case, so to speak. Oh, how are they going to solve the case if they never found out how it got into his body? No. So this is not a joke. This is not a joke now. And Ryan Garcia has no one to blame but himself. And it seems like the New York Boxing Athletic Commission deems them a credible source. And they're saying what VADA's testing is, we believe in it. That there was no foul contamination, that they're thorough in their investigation, and that they're a credible source. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's what's gonna end up happening. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just wanted to hop on, man. Touchdown. Lionheart. Listen, where have you been, Notre Dame? You know what I'm saying? If you guys really want to know who's gonna win in Loma, when, how, Notre Dame is in the building. You need to ask Lionheart. He's probably gonna tell you how it's gonna happen, whether it be an uppercut. He's in his chair right now like this. My man, how you doing, brother? Yeah. you know, nose candy. What's going on with the nose candy? No, no, no. He cheated, no excuses. You know, unfortunately, some people are gonna have to see it like that. You know, there has been cases in sports where a guy did test positive for a steroid, and he was declared not a cheater, and he will go down as not a cheater. And he had a steroid in his system, a PE, right? In fact, it was the exact one Ryan Garcia got caught for, Rolly Romero. But when Rolly Romero got popped, he was that type of dude that always came out talking about God, and he had a Bible sometimes in the back, and he was a man of God. And he said, I made this body myself. I've never done a PE or steroid. They said, well, my man, you tested for one. And he said, nah, I don't give a fuck what your tests say. I'm telling you, I'm clean. And they says, no. And he said, well, then I'll take it to trial. So he went to take it to court, and they determined in vial B test that he was still dirty, right? So they were like, listen, what have you been taking? And he said, all I've been taking, for an example, is this, right? And he said, where did you buy this? He said, GMC. So they went to the GMC where he said he bought it, and they bought one, and they tested it. Sure enough, it came back positive for the banned substance that he was in his body. So they went back to the GMC, and they bought everyone on the shelf in that same GMC, every bottle. They tested every single bottle. Every bottle came back positive. Not only did it come back positive, it came back to the exact number, how much it was positive, to the amount that came out in his blood. So when he went to court, he sued the manufacturer from the GMC that they took those products in, right? He sued them. He was awarded like 20 something $1 million. He won the court case. And when he came back to Vada, he was like, look, I proved my innocence. I never took a PE. I told you guys I never took it. They proved where it came from. And Vada looked at him and said, congratulations. Here's your suspension for 2 years. Boop. They said, it doesn't matter. You helped us prove our case. And since you're the athlete, before you went to GMC and bought that shit, you should have sent it to us and we would have tested for you. So is Ramiro a cheater or not in your eyes? Or can you consider that man a cheater? He took it to the hoop. He sued the place for the P. He never asked for the PE. He never went looking for a PE. He went looking for a store brand vitamin. And what did he get? All this shit for not testing it. He proved his innocence, and he proved where it came from, you know? So, and in this case, Ryan's going to have to do the same. He's going to have to, because this is what's going to happen. People are going to say, nah, sorry, bro. You're a fucking cheater. Not everybody's going to be like, you know what I'm saying, guys? So, yeah. I'm going to throw some of your messages up since I haven't been, really reading them and stuff. So, I want to give you guys some love there too. And let the people know how you guys feel. Sorry, I came back from my bed. So okay, let me hear. He's 100 is a cheater. He cheated, no excuses. All right, Wilson, look, I mean, look, brother, let me ask you a question, man. If you know you didn't do something, man, and you was working and all of a sudden there was like, you tested positive for marijuana at your job and you know you don't eat it, right? And somebody in your job, you saw him eating snacks. And you was like, yo, let me get one. And they didn't tell you it was an edible. It was a weed edible. And they were sitting at work getting fucked up, but they didn't want to say anything. And you came along and just took a piece of their candy and you ate it. 2 days later, random fucking job urine comes up and you pop dirty for weed. Are you a fucking junkie? Knowing, yo, nah, I don't smoke bud. I don't do none of this. But for the rest of your life, we should call you a cheater. Or that, yeah, you lost that job because you had a weed problem. You shouldn't have been eating them gummies because you did test positive. So, you know what? You might need to go to a drug program. You need help, right? It wouldn't be fair for people to come down on you, knowing inside of your heart, wait, man, I ain't got no drug problem, man. Y'all need to pump your brakes. I freaking ate. Yeah, that's what they all say. You ate somebody's brownie edible, huh? Yeah. Hey, you want to smoke? And you're like, dude, I don't smoke. Like, chill. But it would be messed up, if it was in that case. But if my man really cheated and it came back that they showed that the levels would have been in his favor, it would have at least benefited him, right? Or what would he have actually got? If I was Ryan, I couldn't prove where it came from. My next way to prove my innocence was to be hire a fucking steroid professional and to come and put his credibility on the stand. How much, in fact, would have that benefited me on that night? And I don't know. I don't know. But I know that would have sucked, bro. In some cases, like, uh, in the beginning, listen, let me tell you something right now. That Rolly Romero situation taught me a lot. Don't read a book by its cover. Bro, you see how brolic that man is? I was like, he's guilty. There's no way. No wonder he walks around like this. I was like, there's no way. He steroid the hell out. Yo, I was crying. I was talking shit about bro. Yo, when it came back and he ain't never took, I was like, oh shit. I was calling that man a cheater. And he won. Yeah, so I know that, in some cases, I can't just come out and just fucking crucify him just because my man lost. I think you're a little butthurt on the fact that you saw Devin Haney took such a massive ass whooping, or you might have lost some money. That reasoning doesn't want to come into your head anymore. He's a cheater, and that's that, and that's how you feel. But there's a small percent that it could have been that Ryan Garcia had this never came out. Ryan Garcia legitimately whooped his ass. It was up to Devin Haney to make those adjustments, and he did. He didn't. And listen, just to make the record official, for everyone that's saying, oh, Devin Haney was exposed, Devin Haney's not this type of fighter. Brothers, there is no fucking Superman on this planet. Every time you go in a ring, you might just meet yourself or someone stronger than you. And just because some fighters went through their career unscathed doesn't make them the best fighters in the world. Devin Haney is going to be just fine. What he needs to do is dust himself off, get his ass back in that ring, study that tape, and figure out what went wrong so that shit never happens again. That's all. The guy got plenty of skills. He's well accomplished. If we were to say right now, Ryan Garcia retires today and Devin Haney retires today, who goes to the Hall of Fame? I'll wait. Who goes to the Hall of Fame? Ryan Garcia has never competed for a world title. He doesn't have a belt. He never won one, but Devin Haney has all four in one weight division and moved up to a second and got a belt. Devin Haney would be the more accomplished fighter. He might have lost one fight, but make no mistake, Devin Haney is still the better accomplished fighter between the two of them. And Ryan Garcia can take, Ali, I beat you, right? Okay, you beat me. You outbest me on that night. Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia are only 25 years old. I want to remind you this. They're 25 years old. This fight might be relived again. We might see this fight again. So they're young enough where that even if Devin Haney doesn't fight him at 140, when he starts to grow into his man strength and his body, it's just that Ryan Garcia's body unraveled first. And it's unraveling at a faster rate. Doesn't mean Devin Haney's body is not going to unravel and when he gets his man strength. I'm waiting for that to happen for Devin. As soon as that happens, Devin can move up weight. Ryan Garcia will be, by that time, he'll find out what weight division he actually fights in because he's just a weight bully. He could never make 140. So he was going to be bigger than Devin Haney regardless. And that's what took place there. It wasn't that Ryan Garcia was the more skilled of the two. No, he just had enough power and he caught him early. Devin Haney never recovered from that shot. He was fighting on like fumes. He was like in and out of it the entire fight. The shot was too heavy. It was too heavy. He never recovered. But in the future, there's a potential where this fight will be relived. So I know that. I'm just going to wait. As of right now, Devin Haney, take your lumps. Be a real champion. I lost. I had a bad night. I'll be back stronger than ever. That's it. That's all I want to hear. No excuses, Devin. Don't go out like Tio, Loma, and all these guys that made excuses for all this bullshit. Don't be that guy, Devin. You're fucking Devin the Dream Haney, damn it. Don't allow people to whisper in your ear and allow you a way out by excuses. Don't do that, Devin. Be a fucking man. Take your lumps. You take your wins like a champion. You take your L's like a champion. And show champion pedigree, Devin. Don't do it, baby. Don't feed into that. Just honor the respect. Yo, I was trash talking. You was trash talking. Yo, we was trying to sell the fight. Be honest with the public. Be like, yo, we sold the fight, didn't we? Yeah, But just be honest because honesty will get you far in life. That's all Devin. And I believe in fucking Devin. He's going to be back, bro. Y'all see. Now, at 140, there's a lot of killers. And a lot of people are starting to see Devin Haney as food because of that performance. He's going to get himself back together. Subriel Matias is coming into his fight with Liam Paro in June 15th. And then we also got Isa Pitbull Cruz that's making a remarkable turnaround to establish himself in the 140. Devin Haney in the future can even fight the winner out of them two. He could come in there, beat them guys or beat another guy and then visit that fight with them. And it will really bring you up. What they want to do for Devin Haney right now, if I was his handlers, his manager, I wouldn't get him like a tomato can. He doesn't need that. He doesn't need that in his life. He had too many of those. I need a guy, maybe a former world champion, somebody with good skills that he can test them, right? But it's not such a 50-50 fight, right? And if it can go out there and score a big performance or a big knockout, it could really boost his morale and put him back in a winning mindset. Get your fighter in a winning mindset, then go after the other champions. Don't come off of the biggest loss of your life and try to get in the ring with Subriel Matias. I wouldn't recommend that. I wouldn't get in the ring with Teofimo Lopez right now. No, I would not. Why? Because the last vision they had of you was going down, getting your ass whooped. They're not respecting you. They're not fearing you anymore, Devin Haney. So what Devin Haney needs to do is go out there and really whoop on somebody. Remind the world who you are, son. Who you are. And I fear whoever they put in the ring with that man. Because Devin Haney's going to come out, I'm trying to tell you, and he's going to punish him. Because he's going to have to show the world who he is. And once he gets that win, then Devin Haney, I can see going attacking the other champions, back in winning form, back on top, going that way. Anything less than that, I don't know. But like I said, I can say all these things. It's up to Devin Haney to do it. He needs to do this, to pull this off and get himself back. Ryan Garcia, he's looking to fight Errol Spence Jr. Remarkably, I think that's a great fight. Yeah, I think that's a really, really good, interesting fight right there. Listen, can we get the likes up, please? Come on, you guys are just freeloading, watching me drop all this shit and no respect, no likes. I mean, does it kill you? Look, I'll give myself a like. Easy. Come on, people. Yeah, well, you guys had a lot to say. I'm reading you guys' messages. I think he can come back, man. Devin is a phenomenal talent, bro. But we all know who, and I try to tell you guys this, but I was highly criticized when I said this man right here is the best 140 pounder in the world. And then they said, no, Devin Haney, that they were all these podcast shows and that it was Tio. And I was trying to tell the world, listen, I don't know if you guys understand how this works. Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney, and these guys, they're not natural 140 pounders. They were just moving into the division. So Brian Matias started his career off here. He was a natural 140 pounder. And I was trying to tell you guys this. But, what do we know here at Route One Sports Talk? We only know how to be right. That's it. There was that one time I was wrong. That Lionheart was right. Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, Devin needs a new team. I don't know if you have to clean house to get a new team. I think his team has brought him this far, but they also got to get new looks for the young man. I would be, you know, you know, uh, Yeah, he needs new looks. He needs maybe another second coach or something to deal and learn how to deal with powers and situations like that. I guess Devin Haney never thought he was going to be the guy going backwards in his fight. He always thought he would be the guy going forward. It looks like no one ever like noticed that. And like he said, I was never ever dominated like that in my life. That you know so, yeah. Yo, listen, Esau Pitbull Cruz is an exciting fighter, and he's showing that he's not here to waste any time. If these champions really wanted to make fights happen, Esau Pitbull Cruz is the definition of calling them out on their bullshit. Look how fast he put together a fight and found an opponent just to stay active in the ring because Esau Pitbull Cruz knows he has to get acclimated in the division if he's serious to try to unify against one of the other champions. If he's serious about staying in the 140, and remind you guys, he's all of 5'4". Esau Pitbull Cruz is actually shorter than Naoya Inoue. He's actually shorter, and he's the 140-pound champion of the world right now. He's the definition of Mike Tyson punch out. The guy like that. Yo, Tio must be huge to him. And Subria Matias. Ryan must be gigantic. What's Ryan? 5'9 and a half, 5'10? To a real like 5'3. They say he's 5'4. He's gotta acclimate himself to the big division, but that little Mexican dude got a set of brass balls. And he's the size inside of him. He's a little man trapped with the spirit of a guy that's like 6'5". I mean, he's truly what a fighter. He is a fighter. He doesn't care what, where, or when. What'd you say? And he's ready to bang. But his best adversary and his nemesis was Tank Davis. And being that he took a moral victory by not getting knocked out by Tank Davis, and that was his moment. And ironic thing, him and Tank Davis ain't that far off. And who Tank Davis's name and his status, yeah, that's the biggest fights right there. Why wouldn't you want to run it back with Tank? So yeah. My man, we got a donation in the house. Thank you. I see it coming. Oh shit, I'm all the way up here. Wow, you guys typed fast, huh? Let's throw that up there for you. Thank you. That Spence fight has a good storyline. He never paid his trainer. That's now with Garcia. Also, yeah, then wife, he needed to make a new weight class to get rid of, MMA boxing stuff from the. Okay, now, ironically, Errol Spence Jr. is the one that talked to Derek James to coach Ryan Garcia to take the chance on Ryan Garcia, right? Um, and when he begged him on Fallout, right? Zero Fallout 1. When he begged him to take him in because Derek James was like, I only have a certain amount of fighters I train. And Joshua just had left the stable, and he says, since Joshua just left, why don't we take Ryan on? And he was like, fuck it. And he took Ryan in. And now that this is all coming about, that he didn't pay Derek James, I want to clarify something up in that story. Okay. It's not that he didn't pay Derek James. He paid Derek James exactly what it said in the contract, what Derek James actually signed to, meaning they gave Errol Spence Jr., let's say, I forgot what the amount was, but I'm just going to hypothetically make up an amount here. They gave Errol Spence Jr. $2.3 million for the fight against Terrence Crawford. They gave him $2.3 million, right? Okay. That was his purse. That was the talk about negotiating. He gets pay-per-view buys from the pay-per-view. He gets back in money, right? But you don't know how much that's going to be. No one knows until people start buying the fight. So that's not negotiated. That's aside from Errol Spence Jr. Now, Derek James, his percent comes off the 2.3. When he lost the fight, he paid him whatever the amount was off of 2.3 million. And he paid Derek James accordingly. What Derek James got butthurt was when he found out the amount he made off pay-per-view buys. Errol Spence Jr. reportedly made an additional $23 million on the back end. He made $23 million off pay-per-view sales, but he only got paid, like, let's say 2.3 for the fight. And, I made that amount up. Remember that, okay? Because I didn't know the exact amount. I was just using that 2.3 as an example. So don't make it. He didn't get paid that. I know that. I'm just example. So, so that's what happened. So Derek James just felt like his probably wife was at home with Derek James. Damn, he only paid you like $300,000 for the fight. And he's sitting at home with $23 million and you coached him and you didn't get none of that money. And people kept probably putting that into Derek James's head that he came out and said, no, I coached you all the way. I was in with you in the fight. I should feel like I'm entitled to that pay-per-view money too. So the percentage in my purse should reflect that, and you owe me $5 million. That's what Derek James is doing. It's not that he didn't pay his coach. No, he paid him what it was due. Derek James just feels like, why should he be exited? Because when they're training in the gym, they're training together. So when you're splitting the money, why are you splitting it apart? You understand? And that's where the conflict comes in. It's over money. That's all. Who's getting turned on? Oh, what's going on? Now, I hate when this happens, bro. Okay, I got it now. Okay. Social media can be good and bad at the same time. Supriya needs to talk Pitbull and take Pitbull's and Devin's belt. They should rematch Devin versus Cruz. Tank Davis versus Cruz. They should rematch that. Of course, everybody wants to see that shit. But Tank Davis doesn't want that fight because for the first time in a long time, Tank Davis fought someone that was shorter than him. And his whole strategy, Tank Davis's, is to shoot at an angle. He's always been his whole life, he's been the shorter man fighting big guys. So what ended up happening was when Esau Pitbull Cruz was shorter, he was actually punching him on the forehead. And he broke his hand on his forehead because he's so low. And it fucked with Tank Davis's style and the level of where he drops his shots. He was always in that fight just a little off. He wasn't catching them just flush, like he normally does and like he wants to. I mean, he was punching him like and angling out and dipping under his punches, but it was hard. And then once he broke his hand, he fought the rest of the fight with one hand. And you could see in the fight clearly he never threw that hand again. He broke that hand in the fight. So yeah, so that's why. And he had a lot of problems with Esau Pitbull Cruz is because he was actually shorter than Tank. Tank's not used to fighting shorter guys. And as anyway, my experience too, for some reason, I was like, I'd be in fights and stuff, and guys, I hear guys say it all the time. Yo, a much shorter guy gives me problems. The guy is good with bigger guys. This guy's like, they're like much shorter guys tend to give me problems. Yeah, I've heard it a lot in the gym. I'm not that tall, so I'm like right in the middle. So I never felt like he was shorter or big. It was just good. You know, I'm 5'8", so I'm right in there. You know, with my sneakers on. Anyway, what's going on, guys? Yeah, but yeah. I feel like Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, this whole shit is gonna finally play itself out. I think Devin Haney should just come to an agreement with the loss. Just come in agreement with it. I lost, I lost. Fuck it. It is what it is, right? And Ryan Garcia, where he goes from here, I'm not sure if he can fight Errol Spence Jr. in August when they hand out the suspension. The suspension starts from the day he tested positive. So from there on, that's when the suspension starts to carry out. Yeah, and depending if it's a 6 months or 3 months, depending if they can find the source, depending on all these things that have not played out yet. But I just want you to know that when you do hear that a suspension was issued, it doesn't mean or translate to cheater all the time. There is a possibility that he could have unawarely ingested a tainted substance that has not been determined yet. But if they do find the right match, I can guarantee you that that test is going to determine where it came from. Like I said, you can't just buy anything and hand it to them and say, yeah, this was it. It does not work like that. Everything in that bottle gets tested. All the levels to everything have got to match identical to what they have. It's like a fingerprint. You're not going to be able to deny it. They can find where that came from. Yes, they can. So listen, fight fans, I want to come on again. I don't want to burn myself out in this one. I thought I would come on, speak for a couple of minutes. That turned into an hour and 9 minutes. I got 33 people watching. Can I get the likes up, please, people? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for showing the love and the support. And I will be back at it with another one after this one here at Round One Sports Talk. And leave in your comment below what you guys think about this whole situation. And is he or is he not a cheater?